Hello and welcome back. In the last episode, we arrived at Ahvensaari, Perch Island, and decided to spend a couple of days here. That's the old dynamite store, understandably built at some distance from the quarry. Interesting to see what has changed since my last visit 38 years ago. Trees must have grown a lot, but to be honest, I can't remember much of my last visit. That's what's left of the pier. Yet another place where time has stopped. Silence for about 60 years now. There's something spooky about these buildings. The pit has turned into a deep small lake with clear fresh water. This is the western end of the lake. It's only about 150 meters long. In 1980, my friends went scuba diving in there. I didn't. Some people say the pit is 10 to 15 meters deep. Some say the depth is 30 to 40 meters. I'm told at least one tractor and a trailer should be down there, together with fish and crabs too. This spot is perfect for jumping in the summer. In the winter, you would want to make a hole in the ice first. Let's move on to the other side of the bay. Electric motors are pretty quiet and easy to use, but the max speed of this system is only 3 knots. I've been using a 75 amp hour battery. I still have no idea how long it lasts. Across the bay there's another quarry and a cave too. Bedtime, a weak breeze from the south and nobody else here. Good morning. One more visit to the quarry to suck in the peace and quiet. I'll shut up for a while. Let's call it a perfect summer day. It looks like a calm night, and I've got company. Good morning. Time to move on to the next anchorage, about 8 nautical miles from here. The small marina on the left is Pähkinäinen, Nutty Island. It has a nature trail, a cafe, a sauna, barbecue, a lot of deer and oaks, and plenty of nuts, of course. but I'm going half a mile further to a bay called Varsalahti, or Foul Bay in English. It's mostly a few meters deep, with the mud bottom pretty sheltered, except with easterly winds, which are not the most common here. This, I think, is a good spot to drop the anchor. Another fine morning. The weather is getting warmer every day. Today we're heading to my final anchorage of this expedition, Kramppi, one of my favorites, 10 miles southwest of Turku. There's a rock in this bay, but it's very clearly marked. Every boat has already left this morning. These pump-out stations are pretty handy and they almost always work. But if you're alone, it can be a bit challenging to hold a hose in place and pump at the same time. This is one of my favorite spots near Turku. The most popular anchorage is half a mile north from here, but I usually go a bit more south to this more secluded spot, which is frequently visited by Baltic eagles. Looks like a peaceful place, right? But about 200 years ago this was the scene of one of the naval battles of the Finnish War between Sweden and Russia over the ownership of Finland. After the war, Finland was part of Russia for over 100 years. Rumor has it that there are still 200-year-old cannonballs buried in those fields and at the bottom of the sea. According to a local wreck database, there's also a small wooden wreck in very shallow water across the strait. I'm going to check the site, but I guess ice has destroyed it, most of it, long ago. It has nothing to do with the naval battle, it's more recent. We should be close to the wreck site now, but I can't see anything here. What about you there? Can you see anything? I guess not. Let's check the southern end of this beautiful strait. This pier is called Hanka. You can take the car and passenger ferry Östern to go further south from here. And the final leg of my northwest expedition. After weighing anchor, I discovered a fair dodger on the deck. This tiny mud crab, it's a newcomer in Finland, first encountered in the southwestern archipelago about 10 years ago. Greetings from North America. An estimated 500 million of these are now walking the bottom. The daily ferry service from Turku to Stockholm, Sweden. And another one. They always sail in pairs. Approaching my home port again. Yes, you guessed it. The first expedition of the season. 10 days and 100 nautical miles behind me. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't miss my next expedition. This time I'm heading to the southern Archipelago Sea and the Archipelago National Park. See you soon!